Well, Pat Olson with you as the USF Dons get set to take on Fresno State here from inside the Sobrato Center. Dons off a thrilling three-set victory last night over the CSUN Matadors. Associate head coach Ali Skayhan here with us in our pregame. And Coach, before we jump into it, you're new on the Hilltop.
That's
so
right.
I asked Frank this last night. Tell us about your arrival here and the chance to work under Frank Lavisha.
Wow, it's been really awesome. I came from Portland, so I'm not too far away, but spent the last 3 years overseas in Europe, and Coach Frank actually recruited me out of high school. So we've known each other for a long time, since I was 17 or something. And then he's good friends with my college coach, Jill Stevens at Florida Southern, and that's kind of how we got to know each other a little bit. But it's been awesome here at USF. Everyone's really welcoming, happy to be a part of the Don family.
You know, last night I mentioned the Dons win in a thriller, and it was really a match that USF could have won in that third set. As I recall, I think the Dons were had 20-14 and didn't close it out. Now, obviously, at that point, you're thinking, gosh, we could have won in three. But hindsight, after you go through a five-setter, sometimes that's a good thing for a young team to go through and bounce back and win after they lose a little momentum, losing sets 3 and 4.
For sure. Yeah, we have, you said it perfect, we have a young team. Maybe not young, everybody is not a sophomore or freshman, but we're new. We have 6 incoming, 7 returners, so everybody's trying to mold together, and I think it tested us a lot. We could have gone 1 or 2 ways. Like, we could have just lost the next 3, and it would have just kind of put us right back to where we were on a little bit of a losing streak. But it was a huge growing point for our team last night in that match, and they did a really good job sticking to the game plan, even though it didn't work out always how we wanted it to. At the end of the third set and the fourth, and then the fifth, we went right back into our game plan, and I think we were able to kind of do what we had intended.
You talked about the youth on this team, 9 underclassmen, 4 freshmen, 5 sophomores. If I've got the blend right, I might be wrong there. But I know there's 9 underclassmen. But also, as you mentioned, new really to Coach Lavisha and assist him and all that. So what kind of a challenge is that to try and get the gals used to a different style this year?
I think a lot was in preseason. A lot of it was us trying to come together as a team, get the girls to kind of buy into what we're selling, but also just kind of find out what our strengths are with some of the returners and the incoming players, and then figuring out a way for all of it to mend together. We did a great team bonding trip up in Northern California, and I think that was really helpful for us. And rebuilding the culture was kind of Coach Frank's first priority. And so once we could kind of establish, the standard we were going to have and what we kind of wanted for the season, then the technicalities and wins and losses, that kind of comes later.
Tell us about Fresno State. Dons took on the Bulldogs here in this building a 3 weeks ago. Fresno State won in 3 sets. I know Slover is an excellent player for them. So what things need to happen different here tonight to have a different result from 2 weeks back?
Definitely the serve and pass game. I think that's pretty common in volleyball, but especially with this team. They were in system a lot the last time we played them. They're a great little passing team. And I think for us to be successful, we have to serve really, really tough from the end line for sure. And then, try to shut down their outsides as much as we can.
All right, Allie, appreciate the pregame visit. Best of luck. Go get him on the court.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, that'll do it for our pregame show. Dons volleyball coming up next. It's USF and Fresno State here inside the Sobrato Center.